The 5 best chainsaws tested and reviewed. Our saw experts bought the 15 best chainsaws at retail and set them to the exhaustive head-to-head wood slicing tests. Our extensive review process delves into a cutting evaluation, a close examination of special features that separate each model, energy consumption, and how loud they can be. After the experimental portion of our review, we used each chainsaw at a professional tree service wood yard or a raw property needing tree work to assess each model's feel and performance subjectively. In our 4th year of updating this category, we know which saws are a cut above the rest. If you want a battery-powered model, see our in-depth review of the best battery chainsaws. We've also tested the best circular saws and top-rated miter saws to help you find the right tools for all your projects. Number 5. Greenworks Pro AD. If your main concern was switching from a gas-powered or a corded electric model to a battery-powered model is how long batteries take to charge, check out the Greenworks Pro AD. During our battery charging assessment, this model's massive 80-volt battery charged in a mere 27 minutes, allowing you to return to your project after a quick snack break. The 18-inch bar, coupled with the high-voltage battery, makes for some super quick cuts. This is one of the fastest models we've tested. The Pro ADV has several features that aid in user-friendliness, including metal bucking spikes and an upright-oriented bar and chain oil tank that is very easy to fill. We have found that high performance can correlate to greater size and weight more often than not, which is exactly the case with the Greenworks Pro ADV. High-voltage batteries are heavy, and long bars add weight, so be prepared for an arm workout using this model. Although this model has a quick charge time, it runs out of juice much faster than the longest-lasting battery-powered models. When we examined how much bar and chain oil this model goes through, we noticed that it uses it up faster than models with similar bar lengths and cut times. Even with a few small flaws, this is the best model if you're looking for a high-performance cordless electric model and want to spend as little time waiting for it to recharge. While no other model in our test suite comes even close to matching the Greenworks Pro's super quick recharge time, the Power Plus CS1800 by Ego will double your available operating time with a single charge and only requires an extra hour of wait time to reboot in between. Ego sells a 700-watt turbo charger that can exceed the charging time of the Greenworks. However, that charger is not cheap, so the Greenworks is still the fastest charging battery for the price. Number 4. SeeSii Mini Cordless. The SeeSii Mini Cordless is the best smaller saw we tested that you can easily operate with one hand. It is ideal for smaller backyard projects where you primarily cut trees and branches that are less than 4 inches in diameter. Our testers noted they were surprised how much more efficient it was than a standard chainsaw when cutting up branches. Being able to operate it with one hand really makes a difference, as you don't constantly have to put down the saw and move what you just cut. Unlike the Tidoc Mini Cordless, it never stopped on us, even in our marathon cutting capacity test and in our 4x4 cutting test. It had much better performance than the Saker Mini Portable. It comes with a handy carrying case that is loaded with accessories, an extra chain, sharpening file, gloves, oil bottle, and safety glasses. While we love this saw for smaller projects, it is not ideal for trees much bigger than 4 inches. Our tester said, "The batteries seem to last forever when cutting 1 to 2 inch branches, but one larger tree nearly drained an entire battery." We were also surprised at how long it takes to charge the batteries. Once you drain both batteries, you need to wait hours to be able to use them again. There is no automatic oiling, so you have to manually add chain oil. All that said, we were pleasantly surprised at how well this saw performed for small projects. For many people, it may be all the saw you need and is a giant upgrade from even the best hand saws and folding saws we tested. Number 3. Ego Power Plus CS1800. The Ego Power Plus CS1800 has several attractive features, including an easy-to-use chain tensioning system and LED lights that activate when you pull the throttle trigger to illuminate the area you are cutting in dim light situations. With an 18-inch bar, This battery chainsaw can handle jobs that many electric saws cannot. During our woodcutting time trials, the CS1800 was one of the fastest battery-powered models, and the Ego Power Plus 56V5Ah battery lasts longer than any other we've seen. There are several non-Ego brand batteries available. They vary in quality, but we have found that the ones with high user ratings usually last a long time and are worth the cost savings. Our main gripe with the CS1800 is its wind-up time. When you fully pull the throttle trigger, this motor takes substantially longer to climb to full RPMs than several other models in our review. There is a stark contrast with the Ego Power Plus CS2005, which has zero wind-up time. Still, this model is a good choice if you're shopping for a high-performance, battery-powered chainsaw on a budget, and we found it drastically lighter and easier to maneuver than the CS2005. This model has much better value than the CS2005. We also tested the Ego Power Plus CS1613, which is a little less expensive but does not have the same performance. We have also used the 14-inch Ego model, but again, we feel that the 18 model gives much more performance and is not much heavier or expensive. Its main competition is the Husqvarna Power Axe 350i, which is lighter and has the advantage of both boost and eco modes. However, the Husqvarna is more expensive, the batteries take a long time to charge, and no turbocharger is available. If you truly want a cheap chainsaw that you can operate with one hand, consider the SeeSii Mini Cordless. Number 2. Echo CS590. If you're in the market for a gas-powered chainsaw, the Echo CS590 Timberwolf won't disappoint. The 59.8 cubic centimeters two-cycle engine delivers incredible power for a handheld power tool. The Timberwolf used to be the clear champion during our dimensional woodcutting time trials, but it is now second place to the Ego CS2005. It has a thick bar, a chain guide on the underbelly that keeps everything in line, and gnarly bucking spikes. This model needs no priming. Close the decompression valve, engage the choke, and pull the cord to start it. We appreciate being able to clean the air filter without tools and the fact that you can see how much fuel you have in the semi-translucent gas tank. While you might see this model used by your local professional tree crew, this 20-inch model is also at home in your garage for those firewood and property upkeep projects. The Echo CS590 Timberwolf is not for everyone. If you live in suburbia and want to prune some trees in your backyard once or twice a season, a corded electric or battery-powered model will keep more money in your wallet and fumes out of your lungs. The extra-large motor and its extra power have a cost. The Timberwolf is heavy. At nearly 20 pounds, it's substantially heavier than most other saws in our review. The 590 isn't cheap. This level of quality and performance comes with a monetary cost as well. Our second place finisher for gas was the Husqvarna 450R, which also performed well. Number 1. Ego Power Plus CS2005. Electric chainsaws used to be unable to compete with the cutting performance of gas chainsaws. Thanks to the Ego Power Plus CS2005, those days are officially over. It is the fastest battery chainsaw we have tested and is now faster than the 20-inch gas chainsaws in our lineup. It performs the best in our standardized 4x4 cutting and real-world tests and has no wind-up time. In addition, if you consider no messing with a choke or pulling the handle 20 times on a cold day like you have to do with a gas chainsaw, then the Ego truly blows away the gas competition in the speed department. Our testers had the same comment again and again. It feels like you're cutting through butter. It also has a handy display that tells you how much battery you have left, and if you are in eco, medium, or boost modes. The biggest downside with the saw is the weight. While it's about the same weight as a 20-inch gas chainsaw, it's 4 to 5 pounds heavier than the 18-inch battery models in our tests. You notice right away when you pick it up. When you have the luxury of owning multiple saws, we found ourselves still reaching for the Husqvarna Power Axe 350i and Ego Power Plus CS1800 when doing limbing work. If weight is a big factor, you might still prefer the Husky if you want the most cutting performance in a 14.6 pound saw. and the Ego 18-inch is still the clear best value, more below. It is much less expensive than the CS 2005, lighter, and maybe all the saw you need. The Heft 6.3 pound 6 amp-hour battery is part of the increase in weight. You can always lighten the weight using the Ego 5 amp-hour battery or even the 2.5 amp power battery, although runtime and cutting speed will go down. Also note that the saw moves to a more traditional chain tightening tool, which is stored under the saw. Most gas-powered saws use this, so more experienced chainsaw users may prefer this chain tightening method. However, if you're used to the toolless tightening that most battery chainsaws use, you may find the CS 2005 a little more involved and nuanced to tighten, at least at first. Does this model replace the need for a gas-powered chainsaw? Not quite yet. If you are cutting for hours, a gas saw is probably a better bet as you would need multiple batteries or take a lot of charging breaks. That said, with this release, the Ego has narrowed the gap between gas and battery powered, and many people may find it replaces their need for a gas saw. If we could only own one chainsaw, this is the one.